You're watching News 9 at 10.
It's a disturbing new trend. Murders being committed by women who desperately want to be mothers.
A case in Hughes County is part of a growing number of what some are calling C-section murder, and it may soon be the subject of a book. Gan Matthews heads a News 9 investigation into these desperate mothers.
The state of Oklahoma wants to take Effie Goodson's life because she allegedly took the lives of two others, a mother-to-be and her unborn child.
I had heard of some before this case and never dreamed that we'd ever have a case like this here. I was really shocked.
The Goodson case also shocked attorney Brent Clark, a Hughes County native. He's writing a book about Goodson and a whole new kind of homicide.
The Effie Goodson murder case has national implications. As it turns out, there are now a history of what we call C-section murders that have occurred around the country in recent years. Effie was not the first, nor is she the latest.
Just last year, a case of C-section murder occurred in Skidmore, Missouri. 23-year-old Bobby Jo Stinnett, pregnant with her first child, was found strangled with her stomach cut open. The trail led to Kansas, to the suspected killer, Lisa Montgomery, and to the baby girl, found alive and well. And last month, near Pittsburgh, Peggy Jo Connor allegedly tried to kill a pregnant woman and cut out her unborn son. The woman and child survived.
The common thread is child hunger, the consuming desire to have a child.
They want to be pregnant, and they tell their friends, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm going to have a baby.
According to investigators, in 2003, Effie Goodson told friends she was pregnant. She wore maternity clothes, she had a baby shower, and she got chummy with a pregnant woman named Carolyn Simpson. 3 days before Christmas, investigators say Goodson and Simpson were seen by a security guard and on a security camera, leaving the Okemah casino together.
Sometime during the next 6 hours, Effie Goodson allegedly drove Carolyn Simpson down this unpaved road in eastern Hughes County. Because she lived in the area, she doubtless knew the road at night would be dark and untraveled.
Brent Clark says the evidence will show Goodson parked the car, pulled out a revolver, and shot Simpson behind the ear.
Effie then removes the body, places it in this ditch. She removes the clothing, exposing the abdomen of the pregnant Carolyn Simpson, and using a Walmart-purchased razor blade, makes one laceration across the abdomen.
Later, Effie Goodson showed up at the Holdenville Hospital, clutching a dead baby boy in a blanket. When Wayne Metcalf interviewed her, he felt uneasy.
I went home and I told my wife, I says, this is deja vu. I feel like it's the Saldana Flores case all over again.
In 1998, while working in Fresno, California, Metcalf had investigated the murder of Margarita Flores, who vanished when she was 8 months pregnant.
The body was dismembered, not all of the parts, but what was found in the torso was that the baby was cut out of the womb.
3 years later, Josefina Saldana was convicted of killing Flores and her unborn child.
We now are beginning to see a trend in these cases, and it's time for the public to be aware of this ominous trend and to begin to develop defenses to it.
The Effie Goodson case has had an impact on the people of Holdenville. Some of them will likely sit in judgment of her at her trial.
But I refer to her as the Grinch that stole Christmas, because she ruined everybody's Christmas that year.
Gan Matthews, News 9.
Effie Goodson has been found competent to stand trial, and a trial is now scheduled for next February.
And now an update from News 9's Gary England.
Rainfall seriously lacking across Oklahoma. For example, here in Oklahoma City, 9.8 inches below normal for the year January 1 through the present date. And there's no sign of any significant rainfall in our future. Let's see how it looks at Will Rogers World Airport right now. 35, Southeast 8. Dew point's very low, 18. You know, if we were looking for significant thunderstorm activity in the springtime, you'd look for dew point up around 60, 65. So we are a long ways from that. Air is very dry, cools off very rapidly. Humidity's 49%. And we'll take a look at a few temperatures around. Get my clicker to work here, and we'll check those out. There we go. 36 Piedmont, quite a variety here. 38 for you folks in Shawnee, Norman, 44, light winds, fair skies, 35 in South Oklahoma City, back at Chickasha, 37. So it's, depending on your personal viewpoint, it's somewhere between cool and cold across the state. And central sections also, 41 at Guyman, 42 Stillwater, 38 at Lawton, you guys in Enid, 37, 39. So 30s, a few 40s, the winds are light, and it's going to be a cold night, a cold morning, and then we'll start a little bit of a warm-up tomorrow. But to our far north, 12 there along Hudson, west coast of Hudson Bay. Yellowknife, 16, but right there, 39 at Whitehorse. What's that say? That says we're getting some warming winds up through here, and it cuts off the extremely cold air. And the orientation on this colder air over here, you can see is from the northwest down to the southeast. So what this says in here, we're not going to have any really bad, big, blustering Arctic outbreaks anywhere in the next 5 to 7 days. Just doesn't show up. But that's normally what happens when we have that wind pattern that we're showing right here, and also that temperature pattern. Here's the winds flowing out of the Canadian areas, just off the coast. West coast, they're flowing up into parts of western Canada and Alaska, and that's resulting in those warmer temperatures. This gives us an occasional cold front, but it keeps in around the Great Lakes very wet, very stormy, lots of snow over that way. Lows tonight mostly in the 20s, a few 30s around. Highs tomorrow with light winds, we will be 50s, 60s. It'll be another great day, but no precipitation. If you don't need precipitation, you're in great shape. 7 in the morning, you'll have 29. Noon tomorrow, 53. 5 p.m. tomorrow, 60. Looks like the wind on the average about 5 to 10 miles per hour all day long. 7-day, here's the way it looks. Weekend is close. But Friday and Saturday, 60, 60 for highs. Sunday, 59. Next week, some 50s and 60s. Nighttime lows warming up in a day or so into the 30s. The wind occasionally 10 to 20, but the next 7 days, no sign of any Arctic outbreak or significant storm. Now, Thanksgiving. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 58 to 63 on the highs. The wind on Thursday for a while, 10 to 20, but overall high and dry weather. On our hot shot, that's McKenna from El Reno. That's an unhappy little angel.
Yes.
I suspect it's give me some food,
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yep. Tired or hungry, that's what they cry about at that age. All right, here's Kelly tonight with his 2 cents.
Okay, this was going to be a commentary about the cool new gadgets out for Christmas. I love gadgets, but I got kind of sidetracked along the way, actually, to be honest, in the restroom. You see, my favorite new gadget is the motion-activated paper towel dispenser. I have to admit, when they first came out, I thought, geez, now we're too lazy to turn a crank to get a paper towel. But after a while, I have to admit, I'm sold on this thing. I think we all have a love-hate relationship with paper towel dispensers. I hate the ones that you have to pull the very edge of it to get it to unroll. You look on the floor and all you see is edges torn off by wet fingers. I hate that. I don't like the ones that are all folded up in there either. You invariably get about 7 of them, and then you feel guilty that maybe you've wasted a tree's life or at least a limb's life. And how about when you use one of those with the lever that you pull down in front? They generously make the cover of that somewhat clear so you can see the paper towel get stuck and then start to curl up inside. Now, let the kids have their PlayStations, the teenagers their iPods. I'll take a motion-activated paper towel dispenser for my garage this Christmas. God, I'm getting old. I'm Kelly Ogle, and that's my 2 cents.